Initially, everything like what we have now, dust, gases, what we have, all this was in a form of a cloud, a huge molecular cloud called nebula. So this was the beginning. So all this gases and dust, were compressed. So all the other gases and dust, they started rotating around the star in the form of a proto-planetary disk. Let's say when you take a rock and put in water, what happens? Water splashes, just like that. How the moon was formed. Some comets come close to sun. So we will discuss again from the solar system. Okay, we'll discuss new topic so that all of you will understand. Okay. See, initially, when let's say we'll talk about the formation of solar system, however planets were formed, however solar system was formed, however planet Earth was formed in the first place. Okay, initially everything like what we have now, dust, gases, what we have, all this was in a form of a cloud, a huge molecular cloud called nebula. Okay, imagine nebula now. Nebula is a huge cloud of gas and dust, like this. It's a cloud of gas and dust. Okay, so this was the beginning. So all this gases and dust, were compressed due to nearby star explosion. There was a nearby star explosion that led to a compression of this entire nebula. So the nebula had huge amount of gases and dust. When they all got compressed, so the most abundant gas was hydrogen. Most abundant element in the universe is what? Hydrogen. So all this hydrogen started to collapse under its own gravity. All the hydrogen collapsed to form a protostar, sun. Proto means pre-star, sun. Okay, so this is what we call as sun. All the rest of the other matter, hydrogen collapsed to form sun in the center. What about the rest of the gases, rest of the dust, rest of the rocks, rest of the minerals? They all started to encircle and start orbiting around this, like this. You can see here, dust, like this. So all the other gases and dust, they started rotating around the star in the form of a proto-planetary disk. Proto-planetary disk. Just like a CD-ROM. Let's say there is a CD-ROM center, in the center is the hole and surrounded by rings. Have you noticed? Just like that. The sun in the center and the dust accumulated around. Because of the nearby star explosion, all the hydrogen collapsed under its own gravity to form sun, surrounded by the dust rings. These dust rings, you notice clear here. So which contains a lot of dust and minerals. All this started to combine. All this started to come together. Let's say we are all dust and rocks. Due to mutual gravity, what will happen? All this dust and rocks and minerals started to combine due to mutual gravity. Okay, all the dust coalesced due to mutual gravity. To form small planets one by one. So they all called as clumps. All the rocks started to clump together to form planets. Once again, I'll push it up once again, so that now I can write here. So all the dust, minerals, they all came together. So in the center, hydrogen started fusing to form sun. This became sun. All the other, you can see, planets were formed one by one next to each other. In every orbit, we had one planet like this. So one by one, all the dust, rocks, minerals started to combine. due to mutual gravity to form planets, satellites, asteroids, comets and all were formed like this, one next to another. So please remember, this is how orbits, these are planets. So slowly from the nebula, the solar system was formed and the planets were formed slowly, you can see. So if they ask you how did our solar system form, we have to start from nebula. Nebula is a huge cloud of gas and dust which contains so many gases like hydrogen, which collapsed under its own gravity to form sun. Next, all the other dust started to encircle the sun and they started to orbit in the form of disk like pattern. Slowly all the dust rocks clumped due to mutual gravity to form planets. Okay, so this idea what we are discussing now was first given by, please write, I'll write the name here. Okay, was given by Immanuel Kant, a German philosopher. Immanuel Kant, German philosopher, in the year 1755. He wrote a book called Universal Natural History. Universal Natural History and Theory of Heaven. Theory of Heaven. This is the book he has authored. Who? Immanuel Kant. Where? When? 1755. This is a book. In this book, he has given the hypothesis called Nebular hypothesis. Nebular hypothesis. So, which hypothesis explains the formation of solar system? Nebular hypothesis. Okay, this became nebular theory. After the approval, it became the nebular theory. Please remember this. So, initially everything was in the form of nebula, which contained gas and dust. Most abundant gas is hydrogen, which clumped to form star. Slowly, all the other dust rings were formed. So all the dust rocks clumped to form planets. Okay, so just write like this so that we'll get an idea. From here, then this. Okay, this was later modified by Laplace. Pierre Laplace in 1799. This theory was slightly modified by Pierre Laplace, French scientist. This guy is German philosopher. This person is French. He changed it. So the name Laplacian theory. So both are same. Nebular theory, Laplacian theory. So what is sun made up of? Hydrogen gas. All the hydrogen gas here. What are planets made up of? Dust and rocks and gases. Okay, rest of the gases, dust became planets. Clear? We'll see. I have made a lot of documentaries. Okay, I'll show you one of them. Quickly, I'll show you. 2 minutes, then we can continue. See here, you're not going. This one, huh? Can you see? See here, you can see. So because of explosion nearby, all the entire nebula got compressed like this. Okay, so in the center, sun was formed. You can see in the center, because of all the hydrogen getting compressed, star was formed, surrounded by this kind of rings, dust rings. So those are called as protoplanetary disk, which contain, see this one, protoplanetary disk, dust, rocks, minerals. Okay. So slowly all these rocks, dust particles, they started clumping together because of mutual gravity. I'll show you. You can notice that here all the dust and all comes together. See here, this is all rocks and dust. You can see sun there, sun. You can see all the rocks and all here in the disk. So slowly what happens? One gravity, mutual gravity will act on each other. So they'll join. Please notice, see, they are all joining now. These are called as clumps of rocks joining due to mutual gravity. This led to the formation of planets, satellites, asteroids, comets are all formed like this. Clear? See, now slowly you can see all of them started orbiting around sun slowly. Okay, you can notice sun and all the planets are in a same plane. Same plane. Okay, you can see sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars here. Then Jupiter, Saturn, you can see Uranus, Neptune here. Uranus, Uranus. Okay, so all these planets are orbiting sun. So please remember this much for now. We'll come to this part. Is this clear? Okay, so this is my channel also. If you go here, let's say all these classes are there already. I've done a lot of documentaries and videos I've already done, uploaded. You can check here. Okay, so many animation videos are there. You can see a lot of classes are already there. We'll discuss that. Okay, I'll show you one by one later on. For now, you just remember, first was the nebula, then this, then this. Okay, clear? So this is how simple words I have discussed the formation of solar system. Now you write this. In the morning class, if you had come in the morning class, I was discussing why we have life. What is so unique about Earth? Please check the notes. Because I think there was some communication gap. Some students were not informed. But make sure you check the notes. I'll repeat for you. Okay. Notice, write sun, then write all the planets quickly. Okay, this is asteroid belt. Asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. This is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. I'll write the names also. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. So notice this, the largest of all is planets में Jupiter. Saturn is second, Uranus fourth, Uranus and Neptune third and fourth, fifth is Earth. Notice this. Sixth is Venus, seventh is Mars, last one is Mercury. The smallest is Mercury. So in today's class, since we are doing NCERT topics, I'll discuss the solar system full. Okay, so then we can go to other topics. First, all of you know the formation of solar system, and this is how it looks. These planets here, from Sun to asteroid belt, are called as inner planets. Inner planets. These are outer planets beyond asteroid belt. These planets here, they all are made up of rocks and minerals. So rocky planets. These planets contain gases. They are huge in size, made up of mostly gases. Okay, so gas giants. Why? Because these planets are close to Sun. Sun emits solar wind that blew out most of the dust away from the planets. So all this dust accumulated here, gases accumulated here. Because these planets are closer to Sun, so Sun's solar wind blew out most of the dust, and all this dust accumulated here. So you can see these are all gas giants. Among these four, which is largest? Earth. Earth. So all of them are like Earth here, rocks and minerals. So they are called as terrestrial planets. They are all called as terra. Terra means land, Earth. Terrestrial planets. Here, these planets are like Jupiter. Among these four, which is largest? Jupiter. So they are all like Jupiter. So Jovian planets. Jovian planets. Terrestrial planets, Jovian planets. Okay, so remember this. Among these, Earth has the highest density. Highest density among all the planets, which is the highest density? Earth. So they are denser planets. These are all denser planets. But these are all big in size, but low density. Saturn has the lowest density of all the planets. Which has lowest density? Saturn. So lower density planets. Lower density planets. Okay. So what are planets? Planets are celestial objects which orbit a star. You saw the video. Planets are celestial objects which orbit the star. Please write next sentence. We'll come back to this. Right. First we'll discuss planets. Planets are celestial objects. Celestial objects which orbit the star. In our case, sun. Correct na? In our case, it is sun. We have an organization called International Astronomical Union based in Paris, France. International Astronomical Union. You write this international. Okay, International Astronomical Union. What is astronomy? Study of space, or study or description of space. Astronomy. Okay, sit down. Please remember. Oh. Careful. Okay, International Astronomical Union is based in Paris, France. This is the organization which decides the fate of the planets. They are the one who gives the definition. So in 2006, they gave two definition. They gave three conditions. Three conditions for planets. They said planets are celestial object which orbit a star, sun, with three conditions. One, it should have mass. Planets should have sufficient mass. Second, each planet should have sufficient gravity. And third, it should have a clear orbit. Around the sun. Every planet should be having sufficient mass, gravity of its own, and it should have a clear orbit around the sun. Okay. So this is the condition they have given. Who? International Astronomical Union in 2006. So now see this again. Where is that video? We saw Allah. Quickly notice this. Please notice this. Each planets are orbiting around sun. You can notice they have a clear orbit, they have their own mass, and they have gravity. So every orbit of planet is different. One second, I'll show you. Notice this. After Neptune, this is Neptune, baad mein we have Pluto. The Pluto's orbit was intersecting with Neptune's orbit. The Pluto orbit was intersecting with Neptune like this. Because Pluto has the most eccentric orbit. So the Pluto orbit, where is that? So the Pluto's orbit was intersecting with Neptune. So they removed Pluto. You got it? So Pluto had sufficient mass, it had gravity, but this orbit was not there. Pluto's orbit was intersecting which orbit? Neptune orbit. That means it like this. Where is our diagram? Here. Neptune hai. The Pluto was here. The Pluto was cutting the orbit of Neptune. So they removed Pluto. So Pluto was removed in 2006. Since then we have how many planets? 8 planets. Okay. All those celestial objects which do not fulfill these three conditions are called as dwarf planets. Now Pluto is in which list? Dwarf planets. Okay, right? Next, dwarf planets. Dwarf planets are celestial objects or planets. Please write, dwarf planets are planets which do not fulfill this condition. Dwarf planets are planets which do not fulfill these three conditions. Dwarf planets are planets which do not fulfill these three conditions. Okay, such as Pluto, Eris, Makemake, Biden, Haumea, Pluto, Eris, Makemake, Biden, Ceres. These are the 6 dwarf planets we have today. How many dwarf planets are there? 6. How many planets are there? 8. So one by one I'll clear what is satellite, what is meteor, what is asteroid, like that. Today's class will cover. For other students I have done this. Solar system, earth formation I have done. Okay. This is Haumea, Haumea, Ceres, Ceres. Okay, this is Makemake, not make, Makemake. Okay, these are the dwarf planets. So where are they located? I'll show you. Can I? Okay, here. All these are located here, except Ceres. Ceres is here. Dekho. Ceres is here. Ceres is an asteroid. Ceres is the asteroid. It is located in the asteroid belt. Okay, whereas rest of them are here. Pluto, Eris, Biden, Haumea, all these are here after Neptune. Okay, right after Neptune. These 5 are here. The Ceres is there. Okay, Ceres is the largest asteroid in the solar system. Next word is asteroid. Planet ho gaya, dwarf planet ho gaya. Now I am coming to Ceres, asteroids. Next heading is asteroid. Okay, take your time. First you write this, mark this. First please mark all this. Let me know if I can continue. Can I continue? Shall I continue? You know, how many dwarf planet? 6. 6 mein 5 of them are here. One is this here. Okay. So next word is asteroid. Asteroid. Asteroids are large chunks of rocks more than 1 meter diameter. Please write. Asteroids are next word asteroid are large boulders of rocks with more than 1 meter diameter. All of you understand diameter should be more than 1 meter. के ऊपर big rocks means this big rock. Anything bigger than 1 meter rock is called as asteroid, and it should be located between Mars and Jupiter. Please write. They should be located between Mars and Jupiter. Mars and Jupiter. Asteroids are found where? Mars and Jupiter. Asteroids are remnants of planets. What is remnant? Remaining, leftover. Remember I showed you the video. Rocks were forming together like this. Chunk ho gaya. Planet form ho gaya. Remaining rocks were asteroids. They formed asteroids. Okay. Remaining jo pieces of rocks left, they started orbiting Sun between Mars and Jupiter. So they are basically minor planets. Asteroids are called as minor planets. Correct? Don't you think they don't have clear orbit? Because all asteroids are together. They are all orbiting the Sun. They don't have a clear orbit. So Ceres, I showed you, the biggest asteroid. Which is the largest asteroid? Ceres is the largest asteroid. Ceres is the largest asteroid. It is also a dwarf planet. Ceres is also the dwarf planet. Okay. How many asteroids are there? Nearly 1 million. Means 10 lakh. Approximately. Nearly. NASA, as per NASA, 1.1 million asteroids. 1.1 is 11 lakh. 11 lakh asteroids are there in our solar system. They are all where? Mars and Jupiter. In between Mars and Jupiter. Clear to all? Okay. Shall I continue? Clear. So see the diagram also. Where is the diagram? Here. This is the asteroid belt. Okay. These are big rocks. Then next word. Meteor. Meteor. Or you write meteoroid. You write meteoroid. Meteoroid. Meteoroid again are large boulders of rock or large chunks of rocks with less than 1 meter diameter. Please write less than 1 meter diameter. I'll write here meteoroids. Meteoroids are chunks of rocks with less than 1 meter dia. Now you are able to understand what is the difference between a meteor and asteroid. Asteroid जो rock है 1 meter से बड़ा 1 meter is this much, this bigger than this. Meteors are this big. Any piece of rock which is freely floating in space, we do not have a definite place नहीं है इनका, घूमते रहेंगे ऐसा. So they'll be everywhere in the solar system. They don't have a place. Correct? They'll be roaming around freely. Okay, large rocks floating in space with less than 1 meter diameter. Okay, so these are called as meteoroid. Basically, they are pieces of rock less than 1 meter diameter. Okay, they are freely floating in space. Floating in space without a definite orbit. They don't have any orbit as such. They are floating in space. Hey, देखो. Let's say this is Earth, and this is our atmosphere. All of you understand atmosphere? A blanket of air. Okay, so this is Earth. This is a space. Let's say there is a meteoroid here. एक meteoroid है ऐसा. This is meteoroid here. This one. Okay. It is pulled by the Earth's gravity. Earth gravity will pull it. What happens? This is coming towards Earth now at a very high speed. All of you understand? very high speed, it is coming here, here, it is coming. When it enters the earth atmosphere, this space is vacuum, but our atmosphere is denser. Our atmosphere contains gases. When any object enters our atmosphere at a very high speed, friction will increase. Friction. So there will be a lot of friction. There will be a lot of friction aega, because it is entering at a very high speed. Once it enters our atmosphere, it catches fire, because we have oxygen in our atmosphere. When it is entering at a high speed, friction will be high, temperature increases. Oxygen in our atmosphere is responsible for combustion. What is combustion? Burning, to catch fire. Without oxygen, will there be any fire? No. So combustion के लिए fire चाहिए, oxygen चाहिए, oxygen. So oxygen is present in our atmosphere, it will start burning. Then it is called as a meteor. In our atmosphere, it is called as a meteor or a meteor shower. Meteor shower बोलते हैं, shower or shower. Okay, meteor shower. Most of the asteroids will burn. Here only it will burn. ऐसा they will burn. What happens when they burn? Size decreases. Some of them will burn inside our atmosphere. Some will fall, will reach earth. देखो, they'll reach earth. Don't you think अगर जब आके गिरेंगे तो explosion होगा, थोड़ा earthquake and all will happen? Yes, here. Like this. Okay. On the earth there will be big depression like this. गड्ढा हो जाएगा, गड्ढा on the earth. Because of the asteroid or meteor falling, there will be a huge crater like formation. Okay, ये देखो. Then the meteor will go inside the earth. Correct? Especially in the upper crust, it will get embedded. Then it is called as a meteorite. इस जो अंदर जाता है ना, वो pieces that goes inside is called as a meteorite. 3 words. All of you see the word. In space, it is called as meteoroid. In our atmosphere, it is called as meteor. When it reaches the earth, meteorite. Okay? No doubt should be there. Space में meteoroid. Atmosphere में meteor. Earth के पास आने के बाद अंदर right. Just like last right बोलते हैं ना. If you bury somebody, last rites ऐसा. Meteorite, meteor, meteoroid. Here. Meteoroid, meteor, meteorite. This is clear. Okay. 3 weeks back, when they had war, India-Pakistan war, that time, one meteor entered our atmosphere. Okay, in Russia. It happened in Russia. So that came in our atmosphere because of heat. It exploded. It exploded in our atmosphere. Whenever any meteor explodes, okay, any meteor explodes in our atmosphere, it is called as bolide. Bolide बोलते हैं उसको. When a meteor explodes inside our, why does it explode? Because of too much heat, extreme heat की वजह से, okay, too much friction, fire की वजह से it can explode. First time we noticed this, actually we didn't know this earlier. So they can ask a exam, what is bolide? They can ask, what is a bolide? So bolide is a meteor which explodes inside our atmosphere. Okay? Okay. Is it clear? Every night, if you notice, lot of meteors can be seen in the sky. During the day also, many meteors pass in our sky. But during the day, we have sunlight Allah. We can't see. But night, we can. So many meteors will be going like this through our atmosphere. ऐसा जाएंगे. Here, no fire. But when it enters here, it will catch fire. Again, when it goes out, it will doze off. Why? No oxygen here, no oxygen here. Here, oxygen hai. So that is the reason, whenever a meteor is passing through our atmosphere, suddenly it will enter, it will glow, then again, it will vanish. Every day, hundreds of meteors pass through us in our atmosphere, every day. But majority of them we can't see during the day. Night time, we can see, provided you observe the sky. You got it? Here, no atmosphere. Here we have. Again, here no oxygen. As a result, suddenly they enter, glow, and then disappear. You got it? That is then we see many shooting stars. बोलते हैं इसको. Shooting star बोलते हैं इसको. when they enter our atmosphere and bar jayenge na, they look like some star going. So it is called as a shooting star. But remember, stars don't go like that. It is the meteor. It is a meteor which is going through our atmosphere. Clear? Huh. So all of you know about what is a meteoroid and all, you know. Okay. What is a bolide, you know. Next word we'll see satellites. All of you see satellite. We'll see satellite. Satellite is the next word. Satellite. Satellite. Okay. Let's say our satellite is moon. So in our solar system, if you notice, except Mercury, Venus, all the other planets have solar system. In the solar system have satellites. Okay, if you notice, Mercury, Venus don't have any satellite. Rest of the planets have their own satellite. So what are satellites? Satellites are basically personal assistant. Okay, it's like a PA, always going around you, something like that. In your Oxford dictionary book, if you check the meaning of satellite, they have given satellite is any person or anyone who is always orbiting the other person. Okay, it's basically a wanderer around other celestial objects. So basically, technically, we can say satellites are celestial objects which orbit a planet. Please write, satellites are celestial objects which orbit a planet, okay. Except Mercury, Venus, all the planets have their own satellite. Please write, except Mercury, Venus. Except Mercury, Venus. Except Mercury, Venus, all the planets have their own satellites. Is it clear? Okay. So I'll tell you the story of our satellite. Then you'll understand. Okay. For now, all of you wait for 2 minutes. Then you'll understand. Let's say this is Earth. This is Earth. Earth. Okay. You notice this. All of you notice this is Earth. You can see our orbit. We'll discuss this rotation, revolution. For now, you just remember equator. This is equator. This line. The center line is called as equator. Imaginary line which divides Earth into northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. This is equator. Okay, equator. Equator. This line, you can notice, all of you see here, this line which is going from north coming out here, Earth is rotating around that line. So axis. Around this line, Earth is spinning. So the name axis. Axis. देखो, axis I am writing in yellow color. देखो. Earth is spinning from west to east. See here, all of you see here. देखो. This line. Earth is spinning around that line. All of you understood? This line is called as the axis of the Earth. This imaginary line is called as equator. Is this clear? Because this line divides Earth into two parts. So the name equa. Equa means what? Equal. Equal. Equator is this circle which divides Earth into two parts. This line is called as axis, around which Earth spins. Clear? Notice this. It was like this. Okay. Let's see this now. When we have this kind of, when our planet was here, notice this please, all of you. We had axis like this. This is equator. Okay. I am talking about just around after the formation of our solar system. After the formation of our solar system, around 4.5 billion years ago, 4.5 billion years ago, a large asteroid, all of you know what is an asteroid collided with the Earth like this. This asteroid is today called as, Theia. The asteroid name is Theia. Okay, it is big as it was as big as Mars. That big asteroid fell on Earth. Okay, that is the biggest asteroid ever to fall on Earth. All of you notice this. What happens when an asteroid falls? So correct, it causes earthquake, mega earthquake. Don't you think an impact so huge? All of you pay attention, please. Pay attention, all of you. So this is our planet Earth. Initially, after the formation, 4.5 billion years ago, around this time, an asteroid fell on Earth. This impact was so huge. There was a huge explosion on Earth. And entire Earth, see, notice it was like this. After the impact, now after the impact, notice this. Notice this now. How it was, how it is now. That is the reason whenever we keep our planet Earth, we keep it like this. When you keep the globe like this, here all of you, what do you see? A tilt. We have a tilt because of this impact. So the Earth is today tilted. One, there was tilt. One, you remember this. Second, you notice there was an explosion on Earth. Huge explosion hua. Yes, sir. All the dust, rocks were thrown out. Okay, all this was thrown out like this. This is called as a explosion called giant splash. Explosion hua, explosion called giant splash. What is splash? Let's say when you take a rock and put it in the water, what happens? Water splashes, just like that. So initially there was a huge explosion. So the asteroid matter, earth matter was thrown out. That led to a huge depression. Okay, that depression is called as Pacific depression today. This depression is called as Pacific depression. Today the rainwater has collected in this depression, forming Pacific Ocean. All of you heard of Pacific Ocean? This gadda, bada gadda. This depression was formed during this impact. So the second impact was Pacific depression. Pacific depression was created. I am not saying ocean. Pacific depression was formed. Then slowly ocean was formed. Okay. Pacific depression was formed because of this explosion ki wajah se. What will happen now? All this dust, rocks, they started to encircle the earth. Notice this, please. I'll write that here. All of you see here? All this dust, rocks are there. They encircled the earth here. All the pieces of rocks. Why? Because earth has gravity. What if earth gravity was not there? All of them would have went left to space. Now all these are orbiting the earth like this. Like a orbit. So slowly they all coalesced. All the dust and rocks coalesce. What is coalesce means? To combine. Coalesced. Okay. To combine. Due to gravity. Mutual gravity. What happens when they combine? See here now. All of them combine to form a celestial object that we today call it as moon. So that is then we say moon is our natural satellite. Natural satellite कैसे form हुआ? पहले earth was there initially. Around this time asteroid fell. Explosion. Rocks were thrown out. All of them encircled the earth. Slowly they all combined to form moon. Okay. So that's how our satellite was formed. Please write down. Four diagrams you have to write. What is the lines you know? This is equator, this line. Okay. This is axis. Next I'll write quickly. Shall I continue? So all of you know how the moon was formed now. Okay. Don't you think many planets moon were formed like this? Many planets satellite was formed like this. Like say Mars has 4 Phobos, Deimos. Jupiter and Saturn have highest number of satellites. Why? Because they are close to the asteroid belt. So they pull most of the asteroids towards them. As a result, many of the asteroids orbit Jupiter and Saturn. All of you understood? What I'm saying is, see here, where is that? Here. Asteroids are here. I told you how many asteroids are there? 1.1 million, 11 lakh. This is close. They will pull that side. So many asteroids are orbiting Jupiter and many of them are orbiting Saturn. There are a lot of dust rings are there around Saturn. So that is the reason Saturn has a lot of dust around it. Like this. Have you noticed rings around Saturn? Have you noticed rings? It's a silica ring. Silica is there. Dust, rocks are there. Small rock pieces. If you count all of them, what happened? It will become big number. That is the reason Saturn has the highest number of satellites. Dust and rocks are orbiting Saturn. Second comes Jupiter. Okay? Jupiter. Jupiter also has rings. All these planets have rings. All of them have rings. Dust rings around them. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. But these don't have. These don't have. Okay. These two don't have any satellites. Mars has two. Phobos, Deimos. Phobos, Deimos. Jupiter has around 70 plus now. Okay. The largest is Ganymede. All of you might have heard of Ganymede. Largest. This is one. I'll put one. Second largest satellite is Titan of Saturn in the entire solar system, which is the biggest. Ganymede. Second largest is Titan. Titan is a satellite of Saturn. I have written that here. Then again, Io, Callisto. Fifth is Moon. Fifth is Moon. Ganymede, Titan, Io, Callisto, Europa, like that. Aega, both sare. Our Moon is fifth largest satellite. Easy. Why? Earth is fifth largest planet and Moon is fifth largest satellite. Easy, easy. You don't have to, remember that. Easily you can remember. 5. Which is the largest satellite? Ganymede. Second largest Titan. Remember these two. These two are popular along with Moon. Okay, these two are always competing for satellites. Jupiter, Saturn, Jupiter and Saturn. Why? Because they are close to the asteroid belt. So they keep pulling him. Okay. Small, na? Mars is smaller. Yes. Jupiter is considered to have a larger gravitational pull. Okay. So as a result, Jupiter, Saturn, so they attract a lot of dust and rocks. 7 size you see. Second smallest. Mars is second smallest. Clear? So like this, you know what is asteroid, you know what is meteor, you know what is satellites, you know what is planets, dwarf planets. Okay. Now last, when you come here, Neptune. After Neptune comes like huge clouds of gas and dust. Here what happens? Temperature is very low. Why temperature is very low? Because we are very far from sun. So sun is there. We are very, very far from sun. So temperature is in minus here. Minus. So as a result, we have lot of gases and dust in frozen form. What is frozen means? Ice. So icy objects are here. All of them are frozen. There is a cloud called Oort cloud. O-O-R-T. Oort cloud. Oort cloud. Inside this Oort cloud only we have comets. This is the home of comets. Comets are what? Frozen objects. They are frozen gas, dust, minerals. They are found in Oort cloud. This beyond Neptune, they are found. This belt is called as Kuiper belt. This is called as Kuiper belt. K-U-I-P-E-R. This is asteroid belt. This side is Kuiper belt. Everything beyond Neptune comes under Kuiper belt. Okay. K-U-I-P-E-R. Oort cloud is the home of comets. What is Oort cloud? Oort cloud is the home of comets, where it contains frozen objects, frozen gases and dust and rocks. So what are comets? If they ask you, you can say comets are frozen gas, dust, minerals. Since they are frozen, they are in the form of ice. Some comets come close to sun. What happens when the comets come close to sun like this? They are here, they are coming closer. What happens when they come closer? Heat increases, temperature increases, so it will melt. Have you noticed the head and tail formation is there? So when the comets melt, they release gas, dust and all, melting. Basically it's melting because of increasing temperature. So you have the head and tail formation, you can see like this. The frozen things come out. Okay, so that is comets. Clear? So please remember what is a comet. You know where does comet come from. You know what is an asteroid, meteor, satellites and all. Okay, basics of solar system I am covering. Formation of solar system we covered. How the planets were formed. Nebular hypothesis, we saw the documentary, and then we discussed solar system. Now we discuss formation of moon also. How the moon was formed. Correct. An impact asteroid, explosion, it's called giant splash, then all the dust and rocks coalesce to form moon. Okay, so I'll write that also. Formation of moon. Please remember this. Okay, how our moon was formed. So that is the reason moon is our natural satellite. So the satellites are formed when either an asteroid collides, or when the asteroid or meteor is pulled by the planet's gravity. Okay. So on the earth is today tilted because of this, and we have a depression called Pacific depression. Today it's Pacific Ocean. And then last is formation of moon. Let's say they'll ask you the formation of moon in the exam. Let's say. So then how will you answer? First you have to write moon is the keyword. So you have to write one small paragraph on moon. Introduction, we call it as. Every time they ask you a question, you divide it into introduction, body, conclusion. Let's say I am writing an answer and I am giving it to you to read. So when you read, you should be able to understand. So you should write in such a way, if you give it to any kid outside, he should be able to read and understand. So question is what? Formation of moon. So what is the keyword? Moon. Moon is the keyword. So introduction you write about moon. I'll write moon is our natural satellite. First sentence. Second sentence. It is the 5th largest satellite in the solar system. See? It is the brightest object we see after sun. Correct? It is the brightest and biggest object we see after sun. Correct? Naturally we see without any telescope. For others you need telescope. For sun and moon we don't need. So there is beautiful statement I made. It is after sun, it is the single largest celestial object that we can see through a naked eye. Correct? Then I'll write moon does not have its own light. It reflects sunlight. Correct? Moon reflects the sunlight. Moon does not have its own light. So this is the introduction. Next I'll say around 4.5 billion years ago, this story I will tell. Around 4.5 billion years ago, a large asteroid collided with the earth. Yes. This led to explosion called giant splash. This led to expulsion of or ejection of dust and rocks around earth, which orbited around earth. Slowly all of them coalesced to form a celestial object that we today call it as moon. Then I'll write this diagram. So in geography, it is very easy to write because everything in the diagram only I made a sentence. In front of you only I did that. So diagram, if you remember, you can easily make an answer. So I wrote this diagram. Now after the theory I wrote this. Then I will go to that. Because of this impact, there are following changes. Tilt of the earth. Pacific depression was formed and formation of moon. This theory is called as giant impact theory. This theory which explains the formation of moon is called as giant impact theory. 2019 it came by a group of NASA scientists. You just remember giant impact theory. Giant impact theory. What giant they are talking about? This one, asteroid. Giant impact. This theory explains the formation of moon. I am just telling you how to write an answer. So keyword you identify. Whatever keyword is there, that you explain in introduction. Definition लिखना है. Then you have to write body. Body में you write the theory and this diagram. Okay, that will become one paragraph. Then finally that. So in geography you don't have to mug up. That advantage we have. Neither I am going to remember the words. So I just write the diagram and I'll connect them. So you have a flow. There should be flow. When somebody reads, they should be able to understand. Okay, remember that. So this will help you in answer writing. Every answer should have a flow. Okay, without flow, you will not get marks. Okay. Let's see the documentary now. I have done one documentary on moon also.